Maug.
Maug? Maug.
Maug. Mahug. I think I'm just going to say Maug.
So I ran into a couple of issues while I was doing some research.
So one of the issues I had was a paint job. No matter how hard I looked, I couldn't find anybody that had done anything different. If anybody's done anything privately, that's awesome. I couldn't find it. It looked like the factory just molded them up, primed them, slapped a couple of colors of paint on there, then washed it and called it a day. Now, what I'm hoping to do is make that just a little bit better. Even the monster manual relegates this poor guy to a purgatory of drabness.
The other issue was obviously the pronunciation. I couldn't find that anywhere, and the videos that talked about pronunciation really didn't have any info for me. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna set up our wet palette.
I wanted this to be a long, slow, funny bit, but then I realized we were a minute in, so let's go. We now have a paint handle. It is a dollar store, $1.25 store now, bottle of stuff. I have silica in there to dry it out when the glue was in there, and I haven't taken it out yet. A little bit of just sticky tack on top, mash Maug in there. Yeah, that's going to be a lot easier now. So just going to go and hit these guys. I promise you won't just sit and watch me do this because, well, it's fun for me because I'm doing it. It's not going to be as fun for you. I'm sure of it. I don't need it perfect because it's going to get so many overcoats and everything else that I'm just not concerned. And I'm an amateur. There is something so beautiful about being an amateur. It affords you mistakes. I'm almost going to use a highlighting technique to get this on there. That one's going to be silver. Yeah, let's still do it. Now that'll give a nice contrast when I do that embellishment. I do also make any apologies if I stick my head in the shot. I'm not going to lie. I have to get quite close sometimes. My glasses are not just for show. So I'm just going to work my way around. Trying not to bash him in the head with black paint. So far, okay. I don't know whether I could call this a model. Figure. I said figurine the other day, not about him, but I said figurine, and my amazing wife reminded me that that may not be a acceptable term, so I need to know. Is anybody okay with the word figurine anymore? Does it sound too trivial? It's not trivial, but doesn't make it sound very serious. I don't know. Make you think of your grandparents. I also have terrible fine motor control. When I try to get too fine a detail, my hands start shaking, and I can't replicate it. You might be able to see it, actually probably on the brush on my other hand. So I have real trouble getting in fine, and I'm hoping that working in smaller detail will help with that a little bit, because I'd like to get better at this, but we'll see. Yeah, that's been that way since I was at least a teenager. Did something extra stupid that messed me up. So I'm not too worried about getting the sides on these, because like I said, the gold is going to hide quite a bit. We got broken pieces. Did not notice that. That's okay. What we'll do is we'll just darken that. And that will be like a shadow paint job. Normally, if I'm painting the whole thing myself, I will try not to touch it as much as possible. I'll use my fingers or something else to support, but since this is just the original paint, it's making it a little easier to do that. I don't know about the knuckles on his hands yet. I originally was going to do those in a gray to complement that, but I don't know. I don't know. Because this is fun. From the painting to highlights, and I mean all of it. It's just fun to watch these things evolve as you go. And honestly, about to reveal a big secret. I know how online loves that. This is the 9th one I've painted anything on. I've watched a bunch of videos. I did some test painting, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. I was no good at it, so I didn't do it anymore. And then I was watching something I shouldn't have. It was Squidmar. And no, I'm not sponsored by anybody. So, he gave me the confidence to try again. Well, Emil, I think is his name. So I'm just putting a pretty thick coat of black because I'm going to turn all of the triangles gold. I choose to help other people, hopefully inspire other people to do their own projects, honestly. I'm going to use the quote-unquote cheating method. I'm going to use gold paint and then a wash over that, and it makes it look really nice. I promise. Oh, you can see the back of my brush going. Should probably do this with a different method. Oops. Do I do the shoes? The boots? The feet? I don't know. He's made of rock. Oh, I'm liking it better already.
Now, done with the black, onto the gold. All we're gonna do, apply this pretty thin. We're gonna use the wet palette to kind of get our gold thinned down a little bit, and then we're just gonna kiss these. Yeah, so just keep on with this. We're almost there. Just coming in on the last of the gold. Oh, missed one. Yeah, I get some silver on. Now we come in with the silver. I wish I could use even less than that. Dab in here. There, now the silver's done. Gray on for edge highlights, blue on for edge highlights. Don't worry, that blue, not gonna be that blue. Wet edge highlights. Take oof, that was a big blob of that. I need a lot more of you. And these, because there is so much blue, probably just going to go for the sunlight highlight. That's pretty striking. We'll see how cartoony that turns out. Doing the tops of the blue with this little, it's almost a wash actually. Alright, just finishing up the blue highlights.
around Maug here. I'm not a professional, but I do have fun. So you can see on this arm, kind of on the back, I've got the blue highlights standing out here. You kind of see the gray. The gray is supposed to be a little more subtle because it's rock. Hard to see highlights on rock. The gold will get its antiquing next. Red down for the gem. Thin it to a glaze. Turn it into a wash. There. Hopefully when that dries up, it'll get a little darker. Okay, we're gonna come in with my magic wash that I'm not gonna shake while it's open. This is a bronzing wash, proprietary recipe. Just a little bit of wash over all of it, all the gold. Doesn't need a ton. There. So that's Maug. I'm going to do some OSL practice on his eyes, but I'm going to do that on Patreon, I believe. That way it keeps my audience a little bit more supportive, I think. But yeah, so instead of a 3-toned, basically, monster, we've now got him in a 5-tone with highlights. Picture's coming.